right, hey everybody. This is Jack back again with Buzzword. It's the last week of season 4 of the pop culture. So we'll play through it here. Hopefully, do a little better than week 7. But it seems like week 7 was kind of rough for everybody. I wasn't the only one. All right, let's stretch it out a little bit. Here we go.
L.A. Rams punter Johnny Hecker was a guest judge on this show's episode, Tailgate Failgate. First-round winners wear a golden hat on this show. Nicole Byer and the pastry chef.
Nicole Byer nailed it. Didn't know Johnny Hecker. Starting off with a little sports stuff. That ended up being TV. Yeah, I didn't know anything about that until they said Nicole Byer.
A 2021 film ends with this actor's character burning a package of barrettes. This man, who played an ex-DIA operative turned Lyft driver in a 2018 film, co-starred with Rami Malek in The Little Things. For 10 points...
This is just... I feel like I'm kind of stretching on this guess, but I think Liam Neeson was a Lyft driver in one. Oh, Denzel Washington. Wrong, older action guy taking revenge, it seems. All right, that was a stretch guess, but sometimes you got to risk it.
In this song's first verse, the singer complains, "You took my heart and my keys and my patience." Haffy, meaning have to, is one of the terms from Jamaican patois used in this lead single from the album Auntie.
Mm-hmm.
For 10 points, name this 2016 dance hall hit for Rihanna featuring Drake.
Wait, is that just like... Oh, wait, no, that's not the name of it. No, yeah. Nothing there. Nothing there for me. I just don't know Rihanna's work. All right, not starting out great here, but let's pick it up.
An artist from this country wrote Johann and Pee-wee, which introduced tiny humanoids called Schtroumpfs. Another man from this country created the dog Snowy.
Yeah, so Smurfs and Tintin are both Belgian, so I think this is going to be Belgium. All right. That's good. Just after halfway. Let's get in a rhythm now.
In 2019, this TV show added new judges Elaine Welteroth and Brandon Maxwell. Losing contestants on this show were said to have been oufed. Former winner Christian Siriano replaced Tim Gunn at...
Yeah. So, Heidi Klum, that's the saying that the contestants are oft. Famous German, but then Tim Gunn. That's clearly Project Runway.
After the protagonist of this film rejects the advances of Swedish soprano Jenny Lind, she...
Yep, that's the most popular movie I know that features Jenny Lind. I was not a big fan of this movie. I thought it was okay. Some of those songs are bangers, but just not super into it.
A woman introduced in this game series starred in the spin-off Death by Degrees.
Yeah. So Death by Degrees is the third-person action game starring Anna Williams. It took me a second because I have a hard time differentiating Tekken and Dead or Alive, but there's already been a Dead or Alive question this season, so they weren't going to have two Dead or Alive questions. All right, two really good back-to-back buzzes there. Let's keep it going.
Emily Warren appeared on a song by this group, whose outro repeats the lines "If we go down" and "Let's show them we are better." Their debut album, Memories Do Not Open, featured Paris.
I think that's Daft Punk was Memories Do Not Open. Nope. Those random access memories was Daft Punk. And I'm probably even wrong on that. Just my Achilles heel of pop music is really showing now.
This character plays the eager young space cadet, the sidekick of Duck Dodgers. He's not Elmer Fudd, but he hunted frequent co-star Daffy Duck in the latter's first appearance. "That's all, folks," was the catchphrase of for 10.
We're just talking about Porky Pig? Oh yeah, Porky Pig was the sidekick to Duck Dodgers. I was a little stuck on Marvin the Martian on that Duck Dodgers stuff. He was a villain? Were they saying he was trying to hunt Daffy? That's weird. I don't remember any of that.
The first game to depict this specific sport ends with the volcano level Inferno, which is on Barunda. The second game depicting this sport is about the revenge of a participant from Malastare. For 10 points, players can control Sebulba and Anakin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that was a deep question about the Star Wars pod racing games. Wasn't expecting that. But they said Sebulba, so it has to be pod racing. Now this is pod racing.
This company's English language marketing is centered on a happy world filled with gold animals. Its name is an acronym.
So the gold animals, I think, are just all those gummy bears. So it's probably just Haribo? Nice. All right. And it's an acronym of like the German, I think it's his name and then company. But we'll see. Either way.
After taking drugs, this character hallucinates dancing with a bee voiced by Jason Mantzoukas. She has a secret romance with Sue, who weds this woman's brother, Austin. Henry David Thoreau is rude to her. An Apple TV Plus show stars Haley Steinfeld as, for 10 points, what poet from Amherst?
Oh, okay. That's one of my favorite clues, like single sentences I've ever heard in a quiz bowl question or a buzzword question. Henry David Thoreau was rude to her. That actually I used academic knowledge to get Emily Dickinson. I had a vague recollection that there was a series about her, but haven't really watched it. It's a good getting Jason Mantzoukas in there. I like that.
The protagonist of this film is beaten by Wink, a DJ, and members of the Leaders of the Free World. Kim Basinger plays the mother of its protagonist, who uses the alias B-Rabbit.
Oh, that's 8 Mile. Oh, I forgot Kim Basinger was in that. But yeah, wasn't really in that one until they said the name of Eminem's character.
This song's first verse asserts summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. A version of this song was popularized by a TikTok created by makeup artist Skian that ends with its line, "Tell me your favorite song." In 2020, Rit Momney covered, for 10 points, what 2006 hit for Corinne Bailey Rae?
Is this the name of the song? Hey, it is the name of the song. I got one, you guys. Man, there was no... They did say lyrics, but I was trying to think of very recent stuff. That was it. So the answer to that question was a song, but that was really a TikTok question. I don't know, scavenge 10 points out of that. Let's keep going.
This 7-letter word names the profession of Logan in the film Logan's Run. This word names the secret identity of gas mask-wearing DC hero Wesley Dodds, and a comic book about a being named Dream, written...
Yep, just got that off of the Neil Gaiman part. I'm buzzing quick when I know, but just not a lot of inroads for me for some of these questions here.
In 2019, SZA accused this retailer's Calabasas location of racially profiling her. This Paris-based chain operates stores inside Kohl's and JCPenney and is the exclusive retailer of Rihanna's Fenty products. For 10 points, what leading beauty retailer competes for market share with Ulta?
Oh, yeah, Sephora. All right, Rihanna got me. Rihanna got me twice. Rihanna got me twice. Yeah, I've heard of Sephora, but I don't know much about makeup.
In this film, a character points out an on-screen cue mark, calling it a cigarette burn.
Yep. All right. Feel good about that one. That's where Brad Pitt's character has his back to the camera, and then he points where the cue mark shows up. It's pretty cool. I wonder if they mention the full frontal nudity in this question. I wonder if they mention the full frontal nudity single frame that they put in at the end of the movie.
From 2010 to 2015, this show's announcer was former NSYNC member Joe.
All right. Feel good about that one, too. The 755, that should be pretty good. Basically getting that off of the NSYNC part. Yep, Joey Fatone was the announcer for Family Feud for a while. I think that's back in the Steve Harvey days. I mean, we're still in the Steve Harvey days, but I think 2010 to 2015 was still Steve Harvey.
This author wrote about a dry Mediterranean basin in his Hugo-winning novella Down in the Bottomlands. Time-traveling Afrikaners give AK-47s to Robert E. Lee in his novel The Guns of the South. For 10 points, what author's series World War and Southern Victory depict alternate histories?
Yep, I just guess Philip K. Dick. I don't think it's right. Yep, nothing there for me. I'm sure I've heard of Harry Turtledove before, but is not at a point where I can access it.
In one film, this character learns he was unwittingly made patient zero for COVID and spread it to Tom Hanks. A 2020 film partly titled For This Man introduces his teenage...
Yeah, it had to be Borat. It had to be. I haven't seen the movie, but there was it had to be a movie that had came out during COVID times, and they were referencing a character. But yeah, with the teenage, his middle name's Margaret. All right, yeah, but they introducing the teenage daughter thing that I was primed on Borat for a long time. It would have been a guess for me to go in before daughter, but that's all right. Still got 15.
This actor played Miles Elliott, who was cloned at the Top Happy Spa in the 2019 Netflix show Living with Yourself. He guest starred on Friends as Mike Hannigan, who marries Phoebe Buffay. For 10 points, what actor will appear in the Disney Plus show What If as the Marvel superhero Ant-Man?
Just Paul Rudd? Okay. All right. I'm not a Friends guy, so I don't remember that. Oh yeah, I kind of recall Living with Yourself. That kind of came and went. But yeah, that's why they call it a giveaway. It's just like, hey, who plays Ant-Man in the MCU? I'm really interested in that What If series. I really excited for that one to come out.
The game of snakes and ladders originated in this country.
All right, this is a big guess. But it could be real good. Nice. I have no idea where this question is even going from there, but I had a vague recollection about Snakes and Ladders. Later shoots, or snakes? Yeah, snakes, and then shoots and ladders. I had a vague recollection of that being out of India. Oof, good buzz. Good buzz.
A device of this type, nicknamed the Bone Shaker, may have failed in the U.S. due to a lack of macadam surfaces. Carl von Dries developed a version of this device called a dandy horse, or velocipede. Victorian-era penny farthing.
Oh, this is just bicycles. Oh yeah, the bone shaker, because it didn't have any shocks at all. For a second there, I was thinking about the weird things they would do in movies, where they would, or for like horror movies, where they would put like things that vibrated in the seats to scare people while they were watching a Vincent Price movie. But velocipede got me towards bicycle, and then they said penny farthing, so had to be.
Roger Dean's album art inspired this song's line, "You catch a pearl and ride the dragon's wings." Its first verse, which asks, "Do you remember when we used to dance?" opens with the apology, "I never meant to be so bad to you." For 10 points, name this biggest hit for the supergroup Asia.
This isn't recent. I'm stuck on Final Countdown, but that's Europe. Okay, heat of the moment. Pop music, still not helping me out. All right, that wasn't a great first half, but I think I got some best buzzes in play. I don't think I'm gonna have a high score, but I got some best buzzes in play.
The villain of this movie is strangled by vines he...
I remember that. That was a shockingly violent moment to put into a Disney movie. Yeah, that's when. So at the start, this is the time when Disney movies started going from G to PG. So yeah, I distinctly remember that.
Early games for this console included Zack and Wiki: Quest for Barbarossa's Treasure.
Oh, Zack and Wiki.
In a game first released on this console, a Crimson Loftwing is flown by a hero from Skyloft. Skyward Sword was a Zelda game.
Oh yeah, Skyward Sword was on the Wii. They had the Motion Plus stuff. Yeah, I overthought that one. So I always think about Twilight Princess as the Wii Zelda game, but because I completely forgot that Skyward Sword came out. Ugh, dropping another video game question. Feels bad.
This band's Skrillex-produced song, Get Up, appears on their album, The Path of Totality. Their album, Follow the Leader, which they promoted with the first Family Values tour, includes a song that repeats, "Something Takes a Part of Me." For 10 points, what new metal band sang Freak on a Leash?
Okay. Family Values tour with Korn. Yep, I have nothing more to say about Korn.
In a 1997 ad, one of these food items is destroyed in a skillet by Rachel Lee.
Like, this is your brain on drugs. I mean, I'm getting points with these fast buzzes, but also dropping stuff. Man, there was only 97? I think about that as like an early 90s commercial. Unless that was that variation where then she like started breaking everything in the kitchen. I guess we'll never know, because I buzzed in too fast.
The Criterion release with Spine Number 1000 is a box set of films about this character, including one in which he raids again. A 1954 film about this character, directed by Ishiro Honda, was inspired by fears of a nuclear holocaust.
The biggest nuclear scare movie character, Godzilla.
One song by this composer likens a woman to the Tower of Pisa and the Louvre Museum. A musical by this songwriter, set on the SS American ocean liner, features his standards, You're the Top and I Get a Kick Out of You. For 10 points, who composed the musicals Anything Goes and...
This is Cole Porter, I believe. All right. Yep, Cole Porter, Anything Goes. Most known to video game players for that song that was in Fallout 4 was Anything Goes. I think Anything Goes was in that on the radio.
The name of this car model was suggested by its co-designer, Philip T. Clark, and approved by Lee Iacocca.
I'm not a car guy
After
either.
this model's launch in 1964, GM created the Chevy Camaro and Pontiac Firebird as...
So Ford put out a Thunderbird. Wild ass guess here. All right, the Mustang. Sure. I took a risk. It didn't pay off. Also quite possible that Ford didn't make the Thunderbird. Oh well.
This word begins the stage name of the artist of the 2003 album Boy in the Corner. A song with this title asserts, like a whirlpool, it never ends. In the name of a grime artist, Rascal is preceded by, for 10 points, what title word of a song in which Tommy Rowe declares, "My head is spinning"?
Yeah, just took me a second to work on that giveaway. I know the song. I had no idea that who on the giveaway. I didn't know who did that song. But scavenge another 10 points.
The first episode of Justified begins in this city, from which Raylan is sent to Kentucky. A fire at Sophia's retirement home causes...
They said Sophia, so they're probably talking about Golden Girls, which means they're talking about Miami. All right, put that together.
This game provides the nickname for the building 56 Leonard Street in Tribeca, New York. This game, whose name is derived from a Swahili word meaning to build, uses 54 wooden...
54 wooden blocks. I didn't know there's a Jenga tower in Tribeca. I'll have to look that up after.
In a film titled for this adjective, a magic dagger called La Dola causes the Blissfield butcher to switch bodies with a high schooler. A magic fortune cookie appears in a Lindsay Lohan film with this adjective.
Yeah, I was actually figuring it out from the horror movie because of a YouTube series I watched, the Kill Count, where they just recap horror movies, and I think this was the most recent one that they did. It's a horror movie with Vince Vaughn, who plays the Blissfield butcher, as said, but he switches body with a teenage girl, and they do a Freaky Friday thing, which they were talking about with the Lindsay Lohan movie. Looked like a fun movie.
A song by this man advises send the X and O's on another note. This featured artist on Machine Gun Kelly's song My Ex's Best Friend recorded Do Re Mi and a song that declares I hate your friends and they hate me too. For 10 points, Hot Girl Bummer is by what singer with an Ursine alias?
All right. I chose my adjective and I chose it wrong, but I took my shot. Oh, man. These last 2 weeks have not been super great, but at least I think I'll get some best buzzes out of this one.
On this TV show, characters with administrative jobs sang commercial jingles in a quartet called the Worthless Peons. Jordan Sullivan was a board member at Sacred Heart on this.
Yep, Sacred Heart. That's Scrubs. I got primed off of Jordan. I don't know a lot of. I watched Scrubs like for a couple of months when it was in syndication on some series. So I picked up some character names, and Jordan was one of them. So that primed me, and then I said Sacred Heart.
A character in this film jokingly warns about dogs and cats living.
Mass hysteria. You give me Ghostbusters lines, I'm going to get questions very quickly. Talking some real end of the world stuff here. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. It's true, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
In Saga, Hazel inherits wings from her mother and these features from her father. Mike Mc...
Yeah. That's some Saga knowledge there. Ugh. Couple of wheelhouse questions there. I read like the first few volumes of Saga. That's a cool thing. Took me a second to get to the comic book, though. I was thinking about like romancing Saga in video games, as I'm wont to do with most questions. But the wings from the father got me there. All right, I got a first clue buzz. That best buzz could be in play for this one too.
In this game, 3 ancient seeds can be used to summon the second boss, the Elder.
I just watched the folks over at Giant Bomb play this encounter, or play that Elder encounter on Valheim. I like me some Viking stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna get into this game. I'm not big in the world, like go out in the world and build and craft stuff, but people really seem to like that game. Not for me, but I'll take another best buzz on this one too. Thanks.
This band's guitarist coined the term power pop in an interview about their song Pictures of Lily. After abandoning the rock opera Lifehouse, they recorded a 1971 album whose opening track advises it's only teenage wasteland.
They made a did they do that rock opera before or after Tommy? I had no idea they made a second one. But again, you give me lyrics from songs that I know, and I'll get them. That song was Bob O'Reilly.
In this musical, Gyp DeCarlo helps negotiate with loan shark Norm Waxman. Part of this musical is narrated by Bob Gaudio, who recalls losing his virginity in December 1963, Oh What a Night. The song Big Girls Don't Cry appears in for 10.
This is just Mamma Mia, right? No, it's Jersey. Oh, God. I forgot my jukebox musicals. Highs and lows in this round.
A blackmail attempt by the 48 Hours producer Joe Halderman led this man to apologize for his affairs. This man founded the production company Worldwide Pants.
Yep, they said Worldwide Pants. So it's got to be David Letterman.
In a 2000 hit, this artist claims, "If I want to floss, I got my own." The lead single from her album This Is Me, Then, notes, "I'm real even on Oprah," and advises, "Don't be fooled by the rocks I got."
I think they were asking for a guy, but I buzzed in, and this is the only thing I have. Okay. I kind of stopped paying attention to the question there for a little bit. But then they said lyrics from a song that I know.
This country is where Salem and Rios are sent to rescue Lieutenant Colonel Eisenhower in Army of Two. In 2009, Konami canceled an Atomic Games FPS set in this country, whose revival was announced in 2021.
Uh-oh. Where's Fallujah? It's in Iraq. Okay. Yeah, the whole 7 Days in Fallujah game that is not political, they say. It's not going to be a political game. It's probably going to be a political game. Yeah, we got an outside chance of breaking 600 here. Some strong buzzes.
This man made a multimedia work in which Nancy McGunnell runs into a tornado near Seward, Nebraska. He featured a 5-foot-tall, 400-pound quarterback named Clarence Beeftank in articles on a sports video game. For 10 points, what SB Nation writer...
They just talked about John Boyce? They put in a question about John Boyce? I mean, there's some things where, like, you follow somebody on YouTube and you think they're real niche and nobody knows about them, and then all of a sudden they talk about John Boyce. Anyway, he does stuff for Secret Base now. The Darktown stuff was really great. He did all the Breaking Madden stuff, which is pretty fun too. If you're a sports person who's also a huge nerd, you'll probably enjoy what John Boyce has to do, or what John Boyce is doing. Commonly shortened forms of the show's title are acceptable. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Making a call here.
During a courtroom scene on this show, Pappy's hat is removed by a self-proclaimed expert in bird law, revealing a vicious swallow named Royal McPoyle.
They said McPoyle. All right. So I don't know what... commonly... decades. I didn't know for sure what commonly would be. Probably Always Sunny would have been okay, but I played it safe. That's another show that I've never watched, but I know about the McPoyles. All right, decades, years questions, always my favorite.
A moral panic in this decade was caused by Frederick Wortham's book, Seduction of the Innocent. In this decade, fears of juvenile delinquency inspired the creation of the Comics Code Authority.
I think that's just the 50s. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm not a fan about asking about years.
In a music video by this singer, rotating transitions move from scenes in the White House to a kitchen and a bedroom. She claims to be switching the title things for you in the title track of an album that also contains 34 and 35. Positions is by, for 10 points, what singer of Thank You Next?
Okay. Yep. Nothing there for me. Nothing there for me. I just don't know any of her songs.
On this show, the computer expert Kenny investigates the finances of Dozen Incorporated, a group also called The 12. Nico Pulaski is married to the title MI6 agent on this show. For 10 points, name this show in which the assassin Villanelle...
No. Yeah. These last 2 weeks were kind of rough. last 2 weeks were kind of rough. Not super happy with the 579, but things were a little obscure. Pop music really didn't break my way this time. I feel bad about missing that Wii question, but we'll check out. I think I have a lot of Best Buzz possibilities here. The Ghostbusters one was real good. India, the Chutes and Ladders, has a possibility of being a Best Buzz. Yeah, it might have something to be proud of in this round, but I don't think it's gonna add to my total score. I don't think it's gonna be a top 5 one for me. In fact, I know it's not gonna be a top 5 one for me. I think all my top 5s are 600s. Anyway, it was fun. Felt good to get some real good buzzes in there. But I'll throw it back to myself, and we'll check to see if I actually ended up with some best buzzes. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, me. In fact, I did have multiple best buzzes. 3 for Tekken, Valheim, and Ghostbusters. So that's the last one for that season of only 3 episodes I'm putting on here. If you want to see more videos, you can check out one right here, and then the subscribe button up there if you want to see more. Thanks for watching.